City Council meeting for Tuesday, November 1st. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If we can all rise for Pledge Allegiance. Doing roll call, all council members are present. Any public comment at this time? Step forward, say your name and address for the record, sir.
Certainly. My name is Bill Stickles. I am actually a resident of Cambridge. However, I approach you as the editor of the Isanti-Chisago County Star newspaper, your official newspaper for the city of Isanti. I just want to take a brief moment to, I believe you probably are aware that about a month ago we published our third annual Reader's Choice Best of Contest winners. And once those winners were tabulated and resulted, the city of Isanti did receive 3 different awards. The Isanti Municipal Liquor Store was the winner for the best liquor store. They were also a finalist for the best customer service from a local business. And then the Isanti Street Dances were a finalist for the best outdoor event. So I'm here to present you with your certificates for those awards.
Thank you, Mr. Stickle. I appreciate that, and all the voters. I'm sure the city council, the city does as well. Mr. Stickle, I said it non-publicly, but I'll say it publicly. It's good to see you on your own 2 feet, sir.
Thank you.
If nobody found out, he got ran over at a football game, and it was pretty gruesome if you saw the video. So I'm glad to see him on his 2 feet. Any other public comment at this time? All right, with none, we'll move forward. Do we have a motion to adopt the agenda with the amendment L10 added to the agenda as well?
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion to adopt by Councilman Lundin and seconded by Councilman Burgley. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Approval of the City Council minutes for October 18th, which was a regular meeting of the City Council. October 18th also was a Committee of a Whole meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Councilman Burgley, second by Councilman Lundin. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Announcements. City office is closed Friday, November 11th in observation of Veterans Day. Committee of a Whole will be Tuesday, November 15th at 5 p.m. A City Council meeting will also be Tuesday, November 15th at 7 p.m. We have a Canvas board meeting for Tuesday, November 15th, immediately following that City Council meeting. And then we have a Planning Commission meeting Tuesday, November 15th, immediately following that Canvas board meeting. Holy Hannah, that's a lot. Any council committee reports? None at this time. We'll move into business items. K1 is an ordinance amending City Code Chapter 8, City Council. Ms. Wood?
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. So as was discussed and recommended by the Committee of the Whole members on October 18th, was to amend Chapter 8 of the City Code under the Mayor and City Proclamations section. The revision does make it more clear of who can recommend those proclamations and how they would be approved, and the language reads as follows. Proclamations recognizing events, persons, and official observances shall be at the discretion of the mayor. The city administrator shall place such proclamations on the council agenda, which shall be adopted by a majority of the council members with adoption of the council agenda. And staff is recommending approval. This has been posted for the required 10 days.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Councilman Lundin and a second by Councilman Burgley. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. K2 is an ordinance amending City Code Chapter 87, keeping of certain animals. Ms. Wood.
Thank you again, Mayor and Council. So we did have discussion and presentation at the October 18th Planning Commission meeting for the discussion of adding horses to our City Code Chapter 87. That language is before you, and staff does believe that this is all-encompassing of where it can be located, some stipulations of having those types of animals, and this ordinance draft has been posted for the required 10 days, and staff is recommending approval. It's the same as was presented at the Planning Commission meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Councilman Burgley and a second by Councilman Lundin. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. K3 is a resolution approving site plans for industrial building for American First CDL Academy. Stephanie, I should say Miss Hillsheim. I have it down now.
You do. That's
Right.
very good. Good evening, Mayor and Council. Tonight we're approving site plans for an industrial building for American First CDL Academy as was recommended by the Planning Commission on October 18th.
Have you had contact with these individuals?
I have not recently, again.
When was the last time you spoke to them?
Probably 3 weeks ago, right before.
And they're all aware of what's
Yeah.
going on up to today?
Yep, we
Okay.
do have, their engineers have been.
Were we looking for hours out of these people?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
we
I
were.
did not find out that information yet at this time. I just realized. So I apologize.
Don't give up on that.
Yeah, I will. We will find that.
I almost want to say I want to
Postpone it.
table this thing
Yeah.
and till we start getting some answers. I
Yeah.
mean, they should at least showed up for that
Yes.
meeting.
And
planning
I'm
commission.
surprised they're not here tonight either, and especially since they've been so diligent prior, so.
That's all I feel like saying is,
Yeah, I would second that, so if you want to table it.
Okay.
It would, excuse me, Mayor and Council, the recommendation then would be a motion to postpone it to the next city council meeting, and we would need the date on that. So that would be November 15th would be the formal motion.
What are we waiting on? Just the.
Well, we want to know hours, because that one gal came in and said that she was worried about, noise, and she was worried about lights.
I don't want to drive business away, but it's,
Well, can we decide on that later, though? The hours of operation?
That's
Well-
do we feel it's necessary to table
Yeah.
this over hours? I mean,
We
really
can,
want to start setting business hours for.
Well, I'm not saying we, I don't want to set business
I
hours
think
for,
it's just
but I
noise,
think we
noise
want.
and light
yeah.
pollution is what.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with Councilman Lundin. It would have been nice to have them in the audience. I mean, I can't believe, it kind of shocked me that they didn't show up
Right.
then or now, but I don't know that I'd want to table it.
We
just-
already have noise and light pollution ordinances, right?
Ordinances.
So
Right, I don't know that I just, oh, you haven't given us your hours, so we're gonna make you wait.
Well, if you look, I have nothing against it just because we're just looking for answers. I'm not looking to say, I'm not saying based on what you say, we're gonna vote or not for it.
Right.
But it was like those people that came in with, what's that business over there by George's place?
Dollar General.
Dollar General. We wanted them to address all the neighbors' concerns, first before we voted it.
We had a public hearing on this and we just,
Yeah.
in all honesty, we neglected to ask the hours then.
Okay, because they weren't here. That's,
They were here then.
oh, we've met these people?
We've met the people of this once out of 3 times.
Oh, I didn't know we did it.
Yep.
I thought last time was the first time.
Ms. Hillsheim, am I correct? We've met these people once out of 3 times?
you've met them more than once, I believe twice at least.
Twice out of 4 then? We've been 50-50.
Yeah.
Mayor and Council, you could make the recommendation to approve, given that we receive the hours, and then once we get the hours, it wouldn't hold anything up, and then Ms. Strand could put that in the minutes, so it's on record.
I just don't see them trying to operate trucks with
No daylight.
in the dark,
Yeah, I don't either.
in a very small parking lot.
Well, I'm not saying I'd vote against it. If you guys want to approve it, I'll approve it right along with you. I guess.
I just felt that they should have
I would
been
like to
here.
just voice our,
Agreed.
voice our concerns. And if we approve it, they're not going to come here and let us voice our concerns.
most times when you bring in something in front of planning commission, people show up for that.
Right.
Now you're taking a vote on doing something for them, and they still didn't show up. I guess I see it as a sign of disrespect, and we just want to roll through things, and I just see all of a sudden we approve this, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, certain things are gonna start sleeping through the cracks. That's the only way I feel about it. I
don't
mean,
know.
if I'm requested to be here, I'm gonna be here. If I'm not gonna be here, that shows me the lack of interest or caring if you're gonna approve something or not.
I don't know if it shows a lack of respect or that they trust that we're going to do our job is maybe more like it.
Yeah, we trust the staff too, that after tonight, that they're gonna do their job and make sure they're doing what The business owner's doing what they're supposed to be doing, so.
Again, I was not saying I wouldn't approve it tonight or not. I just want to voice our concerns. That's all I want, so. But
So do I have a motion to approve with receival of the hours of operation?
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion from Councilman Gordon to approve with the hours of operation collected, please. And second by Councilman Collison. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Resolution approving a comprehensive plan zoning map amendment to rezone PID 16.021.0200 to R1A.
Good evening, again, Mayor and Council. We are approving the comprehensive plan zoning map amendment to rezone the said parcel ID to R1A residential, rural residential.
This is the one we discussed.
Yes.
Okay.
It was presented at the October 18th Planning Commission meeting.
Okay. Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
second,
Motion to approve by Councilman Lundin and a second by Councilman Burgley. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Resolution approving a zoning ordinance text amendment to include horse stables under conditional use in R1A zoning district.
Again, on October 18th, the Planning Commission recommends approving zoning ordinance text amendment to include horse stables into the R1A zoning district.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Councilman Lundin and a second by Councilman Collison. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Resolution approving a conditional use permit for horse stables on PID 16.021.0200.
On October 18th, the Planning Commission recommended approval of a conditional use permit for horse stables on PID 16.021.0200.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Motion to approve by Councilman Lundin and a second by Councilman Burgley. All in favor, say aye.
aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Anything in the consent agenda we need to discuss?
Just want to add one thing. This young lady's here about her horse stables. She didn't need to be here. That's the only point I'm making. She came up here just to get through the steps. That was the point I was making with these other gentlemen. By no means do I want to deny them, but I just still think they needed to show face.
I know that. I wasn't trying to imply that.
Well, that's
I was just saying,
kinda
I
how
don't think
see
it's, I don't think it's disrespectful. I mean,
I think it is,
You think
because
so?
you're not taking what we have to say or ask
Yeah, I
in
mean,
consideration.
I would be here, just like she's here. I mean, you'd be here just in case somebody had a question, right? But,
I can definitely see both points.
yeah, no, you're not wrong, Steve, but I
And-
don't
and,
think it's disrespectful of them necessarily, but.
Understood, Councilman Lundin. I do want to say it's nice to see another hire in there of a peace officer, Chief. One more? Anything else you gentlemen have to?
Do we need to pick a spot for that? Is Gaga, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Gaga.
Yeah,
Do we
Gaga
need to
ball.
pick- They have a bunch of different like
That number
options for
nine
spots. Do we
in
need to
there?
pick one, or are they?
I think Park and Rec. Well, actually, Miss Wood, how about you elaborate on that? It was, after all, it was your son, which was very. I even challenged him, even though I'm going to get my butt kicked, but I challenged him to a game.
The Parks, Recreation, and Culture Board did request to pick a location. Once staff, which would be Jordan Clemenson, once he outlined a couple different spots where it could potentially be located. So in approving this on the consent agenda, it is giving authorization to allow the Park Board to choose that location that they feel is best, given the other amenities that may come, whether that's next year or 10 years down the road, finding that best spot for it.
I just don't want to see it get involved in amphitheaters, sled hills. I mean, that
Right,
whole
it would
thing
not
has got-
be in conflicting with anything
We were
like
thinking
that.
over by the skateboard park or over by the basketball court or somewhere
There was a
on
couple
that
of, there was a
end.
couple of
Yeah,
spots.
I just don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
agreed.
there's so much future that could happen around that amphitheater. I just don't want to get it.
Right, it would not go by the amphitheater.
Well, there were a couple of spots over by the Redbird left field fence, wasn't there?
Yes, kind of near the basketball court, kind of.
That'd be,
That'd be right field.
Right field,
I'm talking
but-
left field over by,
I don't think there was anything in the left field. It was all right field. If you're standing at home plate of the Redbirds field, it would be on the right-hand side of the park, not the left. Left-hand side would be the little area from the amphitheater to 3rd Avenue. And then he's talking, we're talking about from the amphitheater towards the rest of
The
the
way I
park.
read the map, I thought it was the left field. Left field would be over by the amphitheater.
Yeah.
So what, was that they said not 1, then they said 2 and 3 and 4.
One
and
thing
then
I,
11.
Mayor,
We'll have Park and Rec.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm just,
And they're an advisory board that's gonna push it forward to us, and if we have discussion then we'll do that.
this does allow, Mayor, this does allow them to move forward with it.
Yeah.
If you want that recommendation come back to council, we certainly can let them know that, and staff know to bring that forward to council. Otherwise, it would allow them to choose that location. The one thing I will say about this is not necessarily that it's portable, but it really could be moved anywhere
It
at
could
any
be.
time. It's not, there's no concrete, like, foundation put down in the ground or footings or anything like that, so.
I've been trying for
You
that
could
white
move it.
sand we dug out of that well house for everything we do, and I cannot figure out a spot for that to
there you
go.
go. Your son did a great job on that.
I think we should look at
Yeah,
pickleboard,
yeah. Pickleball.
pickleboard,
Pickleball.
Don't we have that at Matson? What am I thinking at
We have,
Matson?
at Matson, we do have the lines outlined within the
Pickleball.
tennis court for a pickleball court.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
don't change anything for the net, we just have the court lines painted on.
Matson needs some repairing too, though.
Unfortunately, that resurfacing that we did in 2018 really didn't hold up too well. We were hoping that that would do a better job than it's done, even though we know that we didn't do the full, complete remake over of that and do new asphalt or anything like that, but
Somebody's ball's gonna get caught in those cracks, that's how big they're getting. I mean, they're big.
we'll probably put a filler in there, Mayor and Council, for now, but we will need to address that sooner than later.
motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Motion to approve the consent agenda by Councilman Lundin and a second by Councilman Burgley. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. We are now gonna go into a closed session. So I'm gonna have to ask everybody to exit the room while we're in this closed session. This is for City Administrator Annual Performance Review.